Says Rav Nissim again, Alav Shalom. So the Gemara Sechet Sanhedrin discusses a very interesting situation where there's a narrow mountain pass, right? There's only a small path to fit through this huge mountains, and it's so narrow, only one camel can cross safely. So now the Gemara discusses what happens if the two different drivers come at the same time, only one of them can fit, and each one tells each other, "Let me go first. No, let me go first." And they're arguing. Beep, 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 beep. They're going honking each other one way. Only one person fits. Who goes first? So the Gemara says, strictly speaking, they both have equal right to pass. You know, at the end of the day, who says you're more important than me? But if they insist, they both, what? They'll both be dead right. Which means that you're right. You're being right will make you stuck here forever. You'll never continue with your life. So to avoid this, what do you have to do? Obviously, someone has to give in eventually. Someone has to let someone pass. So therefore what? So therefore you'll have to go, and if you go and meet in the middle, and you push and push and push, so eventually one of them is going to have to back up, go out of their way, and make it uncomfortable, and give the other person the right of way. So therefore what? A person's chacham, he already sees this in advance, and he has to know the way the world works is, not everyone can keep fighting that they're right. Eventually, you have to go and, meaning, we're not talking about where he's going against the Torah and I'm not going against the Torah. We're talking about, it's just a matter of convenience. It's a matter of who's more important. Who should I give more kavod to? In these things, the person has to be willing to be easygoing, and he has to go and let some people pass sometimes. Many times, husband and wives are like these two camel drivers. Sometimes two business partners are like these two camel drivers. Many times, two friends, they can be like these two camel drivers. I'm right, no, I'm right. No, I'm right, no, I'm right. No, I'm right, no, I'm right. And we're at a deadlock. At the end of the day, who's gonna let each other go? So first, the person has to learn, if you want to be happy and you want to be successful, a lot of times when you want to have successful relationships, you're going to have to be willing to be that person who gives in. In marriages, it's not about who's right, it's about did we become closer or not? Did we win or did we lose? That's how we view it in relationships. When it comes to, halacha, you're right, there's a right and there's a wrong. When it comes to, information, when it comes to science, when it comes to, taking a test, you're right, there's a right and there's a wrong. When it comes to relationships, being right is not going to help you. You could be right and you prove your wife every single time wrong, but then she's not going to be close to you. Then you're not going to have a relationship with that guy. If the person explains nicely and he's giving and he's easygoing and the person understands the other person, tries to speak to his heart and tries to, come down to him, that's where a person will be close to somebody else and you have a relationship. Yochanan gives interesting reason why Jerusalem was destroyed. He says in the Gemara, Masechet Bamitzia, he said, what is the reason that the temple was destroyed? He says, because they based all their businesses and all their affairs on the Torah law. What does that mean? Everyone did according to the Torah? Of course. What's the problem with that? If a guy would have an argument with another guy, he says, you owe me because I could prove it to you out from the source. They were very knowledgeable in Torah. He could open up Choshen Mishpat and say, you see, you did wrong, you owe me money. They would take everyone to court, they would be very exacting, they would do everything according to Torah law. That's why the temple was destroyed. What does this? How does it make any sense? So, what's the problem with going by with the Torah law? Is because that led a lot of people to hate each other. That led a lot of people to not have good relations with each other. Everybody was very exacting, and everybody demanded my rights, and therefore what? Nobody gave in to each other. Nobody saw how the other person cared for him. Nobody saw that anybody ever gave in. And that caused everyone to spread apart, and that caused a lot of sinat hinam. And that caused a lot of hatred. And in the end, it collapsed because of that. So what was the source? Because everyone was so nitpicky, everyone was so makpid, everyone was so by the letter of the law. What happens? Very classic case. You go and play basketball in the park, and you play with all your Jewish friends. You go and you do a move, and they say travel. No, it's not a travel. Yeah, it is a travel. And they go and they waste 20 minutes. No, it's not a travel. And one guy sitting on the side, guys, we're here to play. We're here to have a good time. We're here to be friends. You're wasting 20 minutes arguing. No, but look, it says in the rule book, I'm right. I said, who cares? Just keep going. Just keep playing. We're here. What do you need to fight with him? And then he calls your mama this, and you get involved with that, and all this for nothing. Just because you want to be so exacting. Okay, you're right. But being right is going to make you be alone. Being right is going to make you, no one want to be next to you. Being right is going to cause so much hatred. So if you could get your way, okay, try. But you see it's not going, give in, that's it. Say, okay, here. Some people were mujik, what do? Here, it's your ball, here. Take the ball. Go. Ball's not gonna lie. Don't worry. We're gonna get it back. We're gonna go and play good defense. We're gonna get it back. Here, take. No problem. And then what? And then they have a good game. And then they go and they continue to play, not waste 20 minutes arguing if it's a travel or not. So therefore, the Gemara says that that's why the temple was destroyed. Because everybody was like, it has to be my way. So therefore, the Gemara says the Rabbi Bar Chana once hired some transporters for his barrels of wine. So then the Gemara says that they dropped it. And they caused them a loss. And they broke it. But it wasn't that they were going down a stairs or a slope. They were just walking and they had a slip and whatever. And they dropped it. So the Rabbah, he said, listen, I didn't put you in a dangerous situation. This was not my fault. It's your negligence. Why did you drop my barrels? Each one is $1,000. That's it. You guys have to pay. He said, listen, we don't have money. He says, you have a nice coat. Give me your coat. This is going to be your payment. So what happened? Rabbah took their coats as payments. So then they went to Rav and they complained. These transporters complained to Rav. He said, oh, Rabbi, look at this Rabbi. He took our coats as payment for his barrels. It's not right. So then Rav told Rabbah, give them back their coats. Rabbah said, why? Is that Salacha, Rabbi? Where it says that? So Rav said, yes. It's written in the Torah, in Mishlei. You'll do the way, you will walk in that you may walk in the way of the good. So Rabbah gave back the coats, and then he said, what is this pasuk? What does this pasuk have to do with business and breaking stuff? He says, Rav told Rabbah, listen, they're poor. They worked all day, they're hungry, and they have nothing. So Rav said to Rabbah, that's why we have to give it back to them. Rabbah said, oh, I don't understand. No, why? They have to pay. He said, listen, so pay them their wages, give them their salary. They worked for you today, right? Give them the salary. And Rabbah said, is that halacha? He said, yes. The pasuk says, and keep the paths of the righteous. Meaning to say, you're right. They broke Rabbah's stuff. They should pay him back. But look, he's a bedna guy. Look at him. For you, you're a big rabbi, and you should go and rip them up and rip them off and say, listen, give me your codes. This is what it is. Go figure out your life. Go. I don't care you're poor. I don't care you have what to eat. I don't care you live paycheck to paycheck. My right is my right. That's what a rabbi does. So therefore, Rav was telling him, you see, there's the letter of the law, but then there's going beyond the letter of the law. When it comes to business, if a person owes you money, doesn't pay you back, can you be muhayr? Can you forgive the loan? Of course you can forgive the loan. It's your right to demand the loan, but if you see the guy's a merbach, his life is not, in order, it's very hard for him to make business. So what should you do? Do a hesed with him, forgive the loan. What can you do? You're going to ruin his life every day. Oh, where's my money? Where's my money? And make his life miserable? You're a good guy when you do that? But it's my right, I deserve my money. There's a concept of going beyond the letter of the law. And you see if two people are crashing into each other, be the bigger person, let the other person go, and you'll see that you make more shalom Am Yisrael. You're right, my right. In America, they teach us, my right. A person will go, if it's right, his right to go on the stop sign, he'll keep going, even though he sees you keep going into him also, because I have the right of way, I should go first. You crash into me, I'll sue you. That's what the American mentality teaches us. But the Torah, it's not that. We have to look for the paths of the righteous and for the walking in the way of the good. Baruch Na'amana.